Hey everybody. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. We have a lot of chaos going on here at my house. We're currently building a shed because I guess we just needed a weekend project, so here we are. Welcome to another wonderful week of virtual learning. And by another week, I really mean like your first full week. So last week, all I had you guys do over the weekend really was introduce yourselves, on the Blackboard discussion, sorry. So you had to do that and you were reading Maya Angelou's New Directions. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Hopefully it was a nice way to kind of ease into the chaos that is about to be the fall semester, but we'll see, right? So let's just jump right in. So Maya Angelou, okay, a lot of you might know her famous novel, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Maybe you didn't know she had a lot of short essays. You never know, but you guys had to read New Directions, or you are about to read New Directions. If you haven't read it yet, don't worry too much. It's very short. It is not something that is incredibly long. It's not excruciating. It's 2 pages. It's going to take no time to get through, okay? So let's just take a quick look at it. Okay, so here it is, New Directions, Maya Angelou. So the first thing that we come across is our character. That's important, okay? Annie Johnson. And then, of course, her husband, Mr. Johnson, who decides to walk out because he just doesn't really want to be married, plus he kind of met somebody else down in Oklahoma. So that's the real reason he's leaving, even though he blames it on religion. It's really because he met somebody else. So at this point now, Annie is left with a choice of what to do for herself and their 2 kids, because he took all of the money and he just up and left, which I guess is somewhat relatable to some people's lives today, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so she says, I'm not going to go work for another family and then I have to leave my kids to somebody else. Like, that just seems stupid. I'm going to figure out something to do for myself so that I can still watch my own kids, because that was what was important to her. So she said she's really not that great of a cook, but she knows that there's the sawmill and the cotton gin that are essentially across the street from one another. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to make meat pies and I'm going to sell them to each one. So what she did to test out her strength was she put some pails into a bucket and would carry them until she felt that she was strong enough to be able to do this work, okay? Because she would have to cook the food at home and carry it all the way to her little stand that she had built for herself. So on alternating days, she would start at the lumber mill, and then the other days she would start at the cotton gin. So each one would have different days where they would get their meat pie pretty fresh, and then the other one would kind of get like the leftovers. Kind of sucks, but she made it work. She was able to save enough money, okay? And she saved money to end up opening her own store. I know that I'm kind of really flying through this, but she did this over a few years, okay? And let's see, where is it? She built a stall to hives industry. Blah, blah, blah. There it is. In years, that stall became a store where customers could buy cheese, meal, syrup, cookies, candy, writing tablets, pickles, canned goods. So she essentially opened up her own little corner store. See what I did there with your next reading? And she was able to build a life for herself, that she worked for herself and was still able to care for her kids. Okay, now you'll notice, I don't know why number 3 is in there. I guess my kids must have messed it up. The very end kind of gives you like a life lesson. Okay, so it says, if the new choice is also unpalatable without embarrassment, we must be ready to change that as well. Okay, this whole essentially last paragraph is really like the moral, the lesson of the story. Okay, so it is a good story. It's very short, which is nice because we don't always have the attention span for something long. Okay, so now I want to show you a document that is also up on Blackboard, the narrative essay, okay? It revolves around a central idea, a main point. So this is what you are going to be doing with your essays. Your narrative essay assignment is going to be to talk about one particular moment of your life, okay? So let's see. It is not a memoir. It is not a biography. It is not, yes?
Where's my shoes?
I don't know where you put your sneakers. I don't know where you took them off. Did you take them off in the living room? Sorry. Okay, so it has a feel of a 5-paragraph essay, but as you could see from Maya Angelou's story, it is more than 5 paragraphs. So there are 3 things that you essentially want to keep into it. You want characters, you want theme, and you want dialogue, okay? There's very little dialogue, and it's really only in the beginning of Angelou's story. Yeah, no, other foot, baby. Okay, so you don't even need to have a lot of dialogue, but those are 3 central things that you should really have in your narrative essay. Okay, it's, again, short stories, which is why I'm not asking for anything longer than really 2 to 3 pages. What are you looking for? Fridge. So, where is it? So you're relaying an instant, an event, something to convey. The beer is in the drawers in the bottom. Okay. And then I think the water is on one of the shelves, possibly. Sorry, guys. Like I said, building a shed. Very important stuff. Great visual. Okay. So my example for you guys, besides using Maya Angelou's story, is the movie Vantage Point. If you've never seen it, it's a pretty good movie. I'm not telling you to go watch it over the weekend, but it's a good movie. So it shows the same event happening, but from different perspectives. So that essentially is a visual display of what a narrative essay is. Okay. So again, very simple stuff. Now we're going to go to Blackboard. I know, we're very excited here. Once I can find it. Here we go. You need to wait until I'm done with my video, please, okay? All right, so when we go to Blackboard, I'm gonna enter student video, student view so that you guys can see the same thing. So you'll click on week 2, okay? So the narrative essay is there. That's what I just showed you before. And then here is your personal narrative, okay? So here's the assignment. You'll click on it because, you know, why not? So again, you're gonna think of something memorable, a moment, okay? So maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it's the birth of, you know, a child or a sibling, prom, maybe a car accident, unfortunately, but things that, you know, kind of stick out to us as like moments in time, okay? Pick one of those, and that's what I want you to write about, okay? Set the scene for me as if I were there. So, for example, if I want to talk about the story about me falling off my bike when I was a kid. So I would tell you that it was me and about 6 other kids. And they were like, Lindsay, you're gonna conquer this hill. I had just gotten my training wheels off. I was pretty much a late bloomer with the bike riding. I just didn't like to do it. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't my thing, I guess. And so we had this hill that we called the Big Hill. And when I look at it now, I'm like, I can't believe I thought this hill was this big. It's like a little room. It's very tiny. but in the mind of like a 9-year-old kid, it looked pretty large. So I start at the top. I'm pumped that I'm going to do this. I am going to kick this hill's butt. And I go down, and you know what? I just go down hard. I hit a pothole because apparently I decided not to steer that day. My front tire went in the pothole, and there I go, ass over neck, over my handlebars, smash my face into the pavement. I mean, there is blood coming from everywhere. I broke like 4 teeth. It was awful. But what happened after that was all of my friends freaked out. One took my bike, one carried me to my parents' house. And I can remember things that happened after that, like going to the dentist to get my teeth fixed, because I had lost 4 permanent teeth. I didn't even see you go through there. So I would write about that story or that moment. And it's, again, quick glimpse. I would have dialogue in there of like, oh my God, Lindsay, are you okay? Coming from somebody. I would be a character, and then the friends that helped me would be the other characters. Okay, so very, very simple. Moral of the story would probably be steer your bike, look where you're going. So what you're going to do is you're going to write this 2 to 3 pages, okay? And what I do want to show you is how I would like it to be formatted. So for a hot second, we're going to go right back to get paper, okay? So you have your 1-inch margins up here. Okay, this is going to be MLA formatting. We're going to go over this at another time in more depth, but for now, you're going to put your name, my name, okay? This, you can either put the date or you can put English 101, section 160, okay? And then if you want to put the name of the assignment, so short essay 1, okay? And then you'll hit enter, you'll go in the middle, narrative essay, enter again, go back to the left, okay? And you'll tab over once and start your first paragraph, okay? Very simple. Eventually I'll tell you about how we need to do headers, but for right now, I'm not gonna be too pushy on that. You also need to make sure that your font is size 12, which it is, and it needs to be Times New Roman, okay? So Times New Roman, 12-point font, 1-inch margins all the way around, so top, side, there you go, right? And then make sure that you're indenting that first line of every paragraph, okay? So let's go back to Blackboard real fast. Once I can find it, there we go. Okay, so you're gonna write it, you're gonna save it, and then you can hit browse my computer and upload it there, or you can write submission and probably copy and paste it. And then you'll just hit submit, and that'll be that. And there you go. So that is due Friday by midnight. Friday's date is the 4th of September. I think that's it. I believe that's all I have to say. I'm gonna just double check myself. I have to make lists so that I know what I'm doing. Keep in mind that next Monday you guys don't have any classes, and that the last day to drop courses and receive a full refund is next Friday, September 11th. I think that these next few weeks are really going to fly by fairly quickly, only because you only really have one major assignment due each Friday. So I don't think that's too much. I don't think it's too overwhelming. They are pretty easy to like kind of just get done really quickly. So, you know, you do the reading real fast. You can read the actual story, then what I provided for you guys, like on the narrative essay or on the descriptive essay or whatever it is. That essentially will tell you what I'm looking for, along with, of course, the rubric, which is all attached in the email. So if you guys have questions, please let me know, okay? If you still want to be part of the group chat, you can still send me your phone number via email and I will add you in. And I think that's about it, guys. So I hope you guys have a good week and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Bye, everybody.